I will never learn the tricks of... Oh, I hope you didn't see my screen.
I didn't. I wasn't looking over there.
Oh,
It's fine. We're recording.
it's a surprise.
I'm still surprised.
I'm so excited.
Are you?
I am. Hi.
It's not about murder. I'm going to be upset. Hi.
Hi there.
Hi. Hi.
It's kind of about murder.
Okay. Don't spoil it.
It's crime.
Okay, well then that's all that matters. I'm sure you're going to make your brother happy.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
This is really dedicated to my little bro. / it's fucking sweet. So I'm excited to do more stories like this because they're fucking cool as fuck.
I'm a little more...
And I can't wait to tell you what I'm going to talk about.
I'm a little concerned considering it's about crime and you're like, this is really, really cool.
This is awesome.
I'm going to do this exact thing.
I'm going to try my own hand at it. Just kidding.
Well, that tastes
maybe in a way.
a
Just
lot
kidding.
like beer.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
true. Hi, Bree.
Hello, Shay. Good morning. It's like
Good
9.
morning.
It's probably 10 now, right?
But it's fine. It's okay.
It's 10.
It's 10.
We aimed for 8. We got... It's 2 hour. It's a 2
It's
hour
about right.
difference.
Yeah.
It's like you're West Coast, I'm East Coast.
It's true.
Or
something.
you're mountain time, I'm East Coast time. Because I'm 2 hours late.
Yes.
Then I should be.
No. Wouldn't that be... That would be... Oh, yeah.
You're like the normal time, but then like I get here
Yeah. That's true.
2 hours.
I was thinking of
I
the
don't
West
know.
Coast.
It
I
doesn't
was,
make any
I
sense.
Was,
no matter
I
what.
wasn't. I was fucking that up. But it's fine. Anyway.
The West Coast is a 3-hour time difference from the East.
I don't know.
Trust me, because I grew up on the central coast of the West Coast.
Close to
Okay.
Close to Narnia.
It was like Narnia, Shay.
It was.
What a beautiful place.
had
Places
their
like
own-
San Luis Obispo and Monterey and San Simeon, where Hearst Castle is.
They had their own little Mr. Tumnus at each and every light post.
Yes, he lived in my hollow in my backyard.
I knew it.
My holler. Just kidding, I don't know. A holler?
A holler?
You know
back,
about
y'all?
that? Texas?
What?
What is a holler?
A holler? What are you talking about?
Like,
You're saying
oh, down in the holler.
I've never heard that phrase before, but okay. Thank you for that because
I think it's like a little nook and cranny like in the mountains.
I think you're making it up because
my
I've
God.
never heard of that
I'm
before.
Googling it. It's like, what can I do
I think
to
you
Google
I
this?
think
just
you
looked back and
mean
forth.
like you're hauling something like I'm going to go get it down and holler it.
Look at my...
I'm not looking at it because I have the microphone in my face.
Don't look at my screen, Shay.
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
Know
I
my
need you to not yell at
secrets.
us because we have company, okay?
Okay, holler, Google.
Holler.
Holler.
I know the
What is a holler?
it's the holler back girl. I know that one. Is that what you're talking about?
No, down in the... Maybe it's just a South thing, like a Tennessee.
Yeah.
Down in the holler. I don't know what it means. Fuck.
That's because it doesn't
Not on your
exist.
internet. Anyway, it's a real thing. Someone text me.
Yeah. How about Caddy? Caddy, is that a thing?
It might not be a Texas thing,
Okay,
but
yeah, now we're backpedaling.
I also watched a show the other day, and the old man. Oh, it was yesterday. We were watching a Anthony Bourdain episode of Parts Unknown, and he was in West Virginia.
Okay, yeah, that's a little bit,
That's pretty. Yeah, that's
east
different
from
than
Texas. Yes, Jesus.
So maybe it's not. But
Yeah.
they were pretty.
So maybe
damn-
you're right.
They were
So maybe
pretty
it's
redneck, and he was talking about the holler. And also, it's in a song that I like by a band called What's their name? The Civil War? No, that's not their name. Wow. I'm gonna shut up now.
Anyway, so
Why did I even start talking about hollers?
because you misspoke, and then you were like,
Oh, yeah.
that's a thing," and I was like, "That's not a thing." Anyway, we don't have to relive it because you can just rewind
And
if
you
you'd like
can
to relive that.
also just delete that. Anyway,
No, we're not going to.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm just trucking along. So
That's all we can ask
that's
for.
all we can ask for. So,
Positively
yes.
pursuing our passions.
Just getting up and doing the same shit different day, but remaining positive about it. So that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
No.
Anyway, so what are we talking about today?
I'm talking about some crime.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you're talking about...
I'm talking about some paranormal. And
oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm already going to, like, apologize because I'm going to pronounce a lot of shit wrong.
Good. That's right.
I do it every week, so it's fine.
You looked scared.
I'm a little scared.
Is it because it's a ghost story?
Yeah, and it's just...
Is that why you're scared?
It's from a different country, so I'm gonna just, again, not... I'm going to probably butcher a lot of things, so... if we do have one listener in that country, we probably won't have that person anymore. Because they'll probably be offended on how
well, just know that
badly I pronounce things.
It's fine. They'll understand, and maybe they'll call you and tell you how to pronounce it properly.
Or just send me some hate mail.
We do have some worldwide listeners, so who knows?
Who knows? You're right. Anyway.
Holler to our worldwide listeners. Annie, holler.
Oh my God.
I didn't even mean to say it. I didn't even mean to say holler, but it was just already in my head.
Yep.
Anyway, what are we drinking today?
We're drinking a nice little concoction you made.
It's pretty breakfasty.
Yeah. What is it? What is it called though?
You know, a bloody beer.
A bloody beer.
Or you can call it. It's kind of like a michelada kind of thing, which is...
I've never had it.
Those have like hot sauce and shit in them, in which we just have Bloody Mary mix.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat spiced.
Somewhat. Yeah, you were very nice, and you didn't get the spicy one for me because I'm a vagina.
It has a little kick.
Does it? No. I was like, no, it doesn't. Yeah, I've never had it before, and it just tastes like, you know,
beer with Bloody Mary mix in it.
Beer with Bloody Mary
with
mix
some
in
lime.
it. With some lime.
It's kind of salty.
It's a little salty, but that's okay.
I didn't put any extra salt, guys.
Yeah, it's salty. But you know what? It does the trick because I went and I celebrated my. I didn't celebrate it. I went to go help celebrate my friend Sarah's birthday yesterday, and I've had like 3 drinks, and so I have a little bit of a headache today. You weren't
celebrating too. You were just.
I mean, I was, but I feel like I
just kidding.
I said that. I pretend. I feel like I read that wrong, and that's not the right thing either to say. I feel like I said that wrong, but I guess I did celebrate it because I was drinking with her. But anyway, so I had like 3 drinks, and I'm not hungover, but I have a little bit of a headache because I'm almost 34, and it's all downhill from here.
And it's all downhill from here.
God,
you were emo, right? Did you listen to Simple Plan?
That wasn't
Newfound Glory.
That was Newfound Glory.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. It was not Simple
It's the same thing. It's fine.
I saw Newfound Glory with Good Charlotte. I feel like I've probably talked about it.
I don't think I actually ever saw Newfound Glory. I saw Good Charlotte. Was it the same time I saw... No, I didn't see Good Charlotte. That's a lie. Day. I didn't see Good Charlotte. I wanted to see Good Charlotte, but
you didn't see Good Charlotte?
I've never seen Good Charlotte. I've seen Fall Out Boy a couple times.
That was like my first real concert. 8th grade.
You know what my first real concert was?
What?
Smash Mouth.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What year was that? Do you remember? How old were you?
I was in middle school. I had to be in 6th or 7th grade. And then my parents dropped me and my friend Laura off. And we thought we were just so fucking cool because we were at a venue by ourselves going to see Smash Mouth. There was a parent, I think, that was with 2 of her kids there. And I guess he was swearing or something. And she was like... if I hear him say shit one more time, we're leaving.
Oh my God.
And we're like, God, what a square.
It's Newfound Glory. Yeah. They fucking swear.
Yeah. It was Smash Mouth.
Or Snap Fuck, sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, they say shit.
They did. Mm-hmm.
I think they might say a goddamn.
They said a lot of naughty words. And we were just
they said pussy and vagina. They never said
after
pussy.
they sang their like awesome all-star song.
God, that will be walking on the sun.
Yeah, maybe it was that one. God, I can't believe that was my first concert.
Did you throw bread at him?
I didn't. I did not. I wish I had.
Was before those
and I've been like, this is your future. Just throwing
this
like
is a foreshadowing of your
sourdough loaves at him.
Mm-hmm.
But only good bread because I'm not trash.
No, you're not. That is something you're not.
No, I'm not trash.
Gotta get in that extra fermented sourdough.
My own culture. Ew, that sounded gross. Anyway, so
oh, that kind?
Ooh.
Oh, that kind of bread.
Jesus Christ.
Sick.
Did you know that people actually do that?
Didn't we talk about that?
Oh, you're right. We did. And I think I might have edited some of that out.
I told you that.
Yeah, you might have. And I feel like I might have edited. I was like, oh, this is really.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
I didn't. Maybe I didn't edit that. I'm like, no, this is just us.
Vagina yeast to make bread.
God, that's gross.
Very sustainable practices.
It's disgusting. Anyway.
I mean, whatever, I guess. Here's to you, fucking yeasty lady. Gross.
Anyway.
Okay, back to our Bloody Mary beers.
Should we just jump on into this so we can stop talking about fucking...
Yeah, we might as well just go.
Nasty yeast.
Because I'm about to blow your mind, bitch. Just kidding. I'm not going to blow your mind at all. But it's going to be very fun and interesting and crimey.
I'm kind of excited and kind of nervous that you're very excited about this.
I don't know why I'm so excited. But I was fucking fired up.
Yeah, you are. I love it.
Researching this.
Okay.
And reading more and more. And it makes me want to do more things about...
Oh, okay. Yes. I was like, what? Start a life of crime?
Makes me want to start my life of crime.
Perfect. All
right. Well,
you ready?
We'll be right back after these short messages.
Every single time.
I just want to say that because
one day we'll have more than just the one message on repeat.
Oh yeah, one message. Here you go. Okay, I better do it.
Sorry,
so
we're laughing because she was like telling me that I need to drink my drink. And I told her no, because every single time I fucking do that, I end up slurring my fucking story. And I'm like, there was one time there was a guy that murdered somebody. I'm really tired. I need a nap.
Good thing you're talking about paranormal.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably about someone murdering someone, huh?
Kind of, but you'll find out later.
Oh yeah, it's my turn because it's Bree. And that's me.
Yes, you.
And I'm gonna talk to you about what I rolled last week,
which is crime.
A crime.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about Butch motherfucking Cassidy today.
Ooh.
Which I didn't know anything about him, which I think is probably why I got so excited. I just know Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Robert Redford movie, sexy young ass Robert Redford.
I don't know anything about this.
That's pretty much all I know, but I don't know his story. I knew he was like an Old West character, but I didn't really realize like he's a real fucking person. Okay. And he had a really cool story behind him.
Was he like Buffalo Bill?
I know Buffalo Bill, but did Buffalo Bill?
No, wait. No, wait.
This is also a murderless crime story.
A murderless...
In dedication to my little brother. / also,
whatever.
This is sweet.
Okay.
It's not really a dedication to Austin, sorry. But
it
was inspired because he's like, why don't you guys do any crime stories that aren't about horrible murders? I was like, that's a good point.
Because nothing soothes my soul like cold case files as they go and drift off to slumber.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be talking about Mr. Butch Cassidy, who was a real live motherfucker. Okay.
I'm excited.
Ready for this? So you never saw the movie. You don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything. I never saw the movie. I'm not a big Western person. It's a Western, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big Western girl.
But you like heard about it.
I mean, I've heard about it, but I didn't. I honestly, I will completely agree. I did not know he was real. I just again thought it was just like, I don't know, a caricature. Like a caricature.
Old Tall Tale.
Yeah, of just
remember that fucking movie from the 90s?
Which one?
Tall Tale.
Tall Tale.
With all the like old like Paul Bunyan stories, and like it was like a movie with all of them in there, and oh my god,
no,
fucking Tall Tale.
I don't remember that.
If that is a Disney movie, you need to look it up for me
on Disney Plus.
And if it's on there, we need to watch it.
I'm gonna look it up right now as you start telling me your story.
Okay, so let's talk about Butch Cassidy, shall we? Also, I wanted to mention, do you remember the show Timmy the Tooth?
Yes. Such a weird show.
It was so weird. It was like weird tooth puppets, and it was like dentist humor.
Yeah, it was so weird.
There was an episode that I think I might have had or something, or it was like advertised on a Land Before Time movie that I had because I had all of them. Anyway.
Yeah, but didn't he like go on like adventures and solve crimes or something?
Well, one of the episodes he was like Butch Cavity and the Sundance Kid or some fucking pun about teeth, and I just wanted to bring that up too.
That's amazing.
Timmy the Tooth, and they like saying shit. Anyway,
I don't remember.
This is not about that episode.
Okay.
It's about the real man.
Do you know what we also need to research? Sorry, before you jump into this. Do you remember Wishbone?
Oh my fucking god, that's gonna be a great episode.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, the Jack Russell Terrier who dressed up in Shakespearean clothing and went back in time.
He was so amazing.
Did he always go back in time?
He always went back because he would like tell a story. So in his brain, like it was like him telling the story.
I got a couple Wishbone books at a Scholastic book fair one time at school. Did they do those anymore? Did you have those? The book fair?
Oh my god, yeah. And I was like, what am I gonna get for this whole $20?
I literally got one,
and I'm like, a fourth of a book. Yeah.
A sticker packet. Perfect.
A packet of those like little triangle erasers.
Oh my god, book fairs?
Dude.
All right.
That was the best time though. It was like when you would like walk by that library and you'd be like, oh my god, it's the book fair, you guys. I know what I'm doing.
Dude, they would set it up in the corner of our gym.
They would just set it up in our fucking library. And everything smelled amazing. And you're like, I'm gonna buy this book, and like you're like, I'm not gonna read this book, it's fine.
I just bought I think the only thing I ever bought from one was a Wishbone book.
I think I bought like
I think pictures in it from the show.
I think I bought like a
It was dope as fuck.
It was like American Girl, like it was like when they actually they might still do books like on like self-improvement or whatever when you're
home improvement
when you're
and self-improvement.
both things, because you need them both. You need both things.
You do.
But mostly the home improvement so you can become a real class lady. Anyway,
speaking of home improvement, I have been making a fence for the last week, and I feel like I'm like
Wilson.
Fucking, I could drill holes and I can just have a race with someone like. Burp, 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 burp. I feel. Wow. I love it. It's really fun.
Empowering.
It's been fun.
Empowered.
Speaking of home improvement,
I like it.
I'm fucking Al, bitch.
Yeah, you are. No,
you're
not.
No.
Al, you're Al Bundy. You're Wilson.
No, Al is his.
Al Bundy. Holy shit, dude. We're going on a humongous rabbit hole. But
yeah. Al was his partner.
Wilson? Well, Al was his partner, but then Wilson was the guy that was over the fence.
You're right.
So you feel like Al or you feel like Wilson?
Well, I feel like Al because I can drill holes and shit. I don't know if Wilson really built shit.
No, but
he built that fence to guard himself, so maybe I am Wilson.
But he just like, he looked over it and he told Tim all these like philosophical things. So
You're right, I am Wilson. I'm about to philosophically tell you about Butch Cassidy, so let's get back to that.
Well, I was saying that the book that it doesn't matter.
Oh no, go tell me. The book you got.
It's past.
No.
I learned sign language out of it is what I was trying to say.
At the Scholastic Book Fair?
Yeah. But it was just like the ABCs. So, but it was pretty cool for a minute.
That's dope. I remember B is like a little bear claw with your hands up.
Yeah. I think it's
That's all I remember.
I don't even know.
A J, you do a little loopy thing with your pinky.
With your pinky.
Sorry, I'm really trying to take my sweatshirt off. It's really hard.
It's fine.
It's really hard.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, back to what the fuck I was talking about. Yes. Holy shit.
My bad. That was a 6-minute detour. Oh. My bad. Oh, you're fine. You're not going to break it. Don't worry.
Broke the earphone again.
You're good.
Here we go. Who's Butch Cassidy, do you ask? Well, let me fucking tell you, bitch.
Okay. Great. Jesus Christ.
He was a United States train robber and bank robber and the leader of a gang of criminal outlaws known as the Wild Bunch in the American Old West. Fucking so cool.
The Wild Bunch?
The Wild Bunch. That's how they were known. This group of guys that just like rob banks and trains together.
Dude, I love it.
I know.
It's like the best click ever.
It just like, could you imagine like that, like back in that time, like just, all right, guys, let's hang out. And then they, oh my God, just wait till I tell you about this fucking story.
You're fired up.
It's
Holy
dope
shit.
as fuck. I don't really watch a lot of Westerns either, so like maybe I need to start because it is.
You clearly do.
It just lots of fire inside me.
Yeah, clearly.
Maybe I was one in a past life, like
maybe
one
you
of
were
the
part of the Wild
Calamity
Bunch
Jane.
You could have been.
I was one of the Wild Bunch.
Calamity Jane, is that a real person?
I don't know if she's real, but that's definitely a fucking like
a persona.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
My mom like had a secret like desire to be a cowgirl, or she wishes she was, back in the day. So, like, I knew about some of the stuff from her.
She just, like, kind of passed it on to you.
Kind of, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Anywho. So, he's been called a sort of Robin Hood of the Western frontier. He was a man who despised large cattle outfits for squeezing out the smaller ranchers out of business.
So he really was.
So he was.
He was looking up for the
back
little
in
guy.
the day, yeah. And he was like, fuck these big fucking cattle operations. They're fucking up all these small ranches. And he wanted to stick it to the man. And so that's what fired him up about doing this.
So he got like a merry band of men together. He was
all about climate change and
yeah.
He would be nowadays. No.
Totally.
Anyway, no, Jesus. Yeah. So let's talk about what his real name is.
What is this? Like Eugene?
It's Robert Leroy Parker.
Oh, Leroy.
Mm-hmm. And he anyways, so he was born Robert Leroy Parker in Beaver, Utah, which I've driven through before.
You driven through
It's a place.
Beaver?
It's a real place.
Got it.
I've driven through Beaver.
Yeah.
Not the Beaver. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
He was born April 13th, 1866. He was the first of 13 children.
Ooh.
And you know why there was 13 of them?
Because they all, like, half of them died of dysentery?
Well, no. Because his parents were Mormons, and they were actually...
that'll happen.
Well, actually, my grandpa is one of, like, 17.
Yeah,
and he's not Mormon. He's
my
Catholic.
My grandpa is one of 9, and he was, Mormon, I believe. No, he wasn't. That's a lie. But
so I guess they didn't pop him out as much as the Catholics did.
No. No.
All right, I need 18 kids to hold down the farm. Let's go.
Make our own chapel.
Let's get them going.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. Anywho, so his Mormon parents, his grandparents and
Jesus Christ.
His grandparents and his grandparents.
You sound like me.
I have drank like most of that.
I know, and I'm just sitting here like I'm pretending like I'm judging, like, honestly, Brianna.
With having a couple bites of oatmeal for breakfast. His grandparents and his parents were Mormons who moved from England to America in the 1850s in response to Brigham Young's call for overseas members of the Church of Latter-day Saints. So they were one of the, you know how everyone came over to like start this Mormon.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to be part of the
communities in Utah.
Yeah.
Well, they were one of the first families to like come over to do that.
Perfect.
Anyway.
So did he...
That's just a little fun fact about his fam.
When did what's his face see like out of the peeping stone or something like that?
I don't Maybe we should do a Mormon history of Mormonism.
What I feel like if you really like looked it up, it's God, I don't mean to be offensive.
The peeping Tom.
But it's like
the whispering eye.
It's like the whispering eye. Jesus Christ. But no, I can't remember who like the main character in. I don't mean to make it sound like
Smith?
a play. John Smith or John. It's something super generic. And he sounded like a peeping stone or something, wasn't it? Like not like you peep it. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Go on.
Did it peep at him?
I don't know.
Was it made of marshmallows and different colored dyes, and sugar, like a peep?
Like I was like, where are you going with
You're
that?
like, what the fuck are you?
A
peep.
A peep. Like yeah. It just hurts your teeth and your soul, and a peep
just tastes like the color it's dyed.
Yeah, like I never knew
Hot
what purple
pink.
tasted like, and I was like, that's foul.
Yeah.
God. Anyway,
speaking of what colors taste like, blue peanut M&Ms are the best.
But do they actually taste like blue?
I don't know. They taste like the blue color dye that tastes the best.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to be like, yeah, well, the one time when I got like kind of like high on mushrooms,
no.
I can taste colors. I'm like, that's probably accurate.
Taste the rainbow. Okay, back to Butch Cassidy. We're going to get a Butch cavity if we keep talking about candy.
God damn it.
Okay, anyway.
Jesus Christ, I like
Here
it.
we go. Back to the Mormons. Sorry if anyone's Mormon. I'm not disrespecting you at all. I just wanted to share.
Compared to what I just said about the peeping stone, like, I'm so ignorant. Jesus Christ.
Anywho, so in 1879, the Parker family moved to a piece of property near Circleville, Utah, and they farmed the land and raised cattle there.
Nice.
To help contribute to his family's finances. Sorry, I wrote that word.
You're fine.
To help contribute to his family's finances, Butch Cassidy ended up working around ranches in his area. And at the age of 13, while working at one of the ranches, he had his first run-in with the law, if you will.
Okay.
After he was accused of stealing a pair of overalls from a store. So the story goes he made a long ride into town only to find the store was closed. So he let himself in, took the pants, and wrote a note promising that he would pay them back.
Well, that was nice of him.
And so he was like, yeah, I'm going to pay you back. I just need some motherfucking overalls, okay?
Oh, no, he's cold. Maybe it's
so
drafty.
He even wrote a note, whatever, but the owner of the store didn't really give a shit about that. So he had him arrested, and the teen was let off. The experience did reportedly leave him resentful towards the legal system. So it might have been the start of just fuck you guys. I'm trying to be a good person. I just need some help sometimes. And you guys, yeah.
It's a 20-mile hike.
I mean, they probably only had 5 pairs of overalls in a store back then.
True.
But I don't know.
We have to get Ma to make more. And
I could have made $1 off those.
Jesus. That's fair. But I mean, wow. All right.
Yeah.
But he was like, if it wasn't for those overalls, he would have lived a life of
that guy fucked him up for life. Hurt people. He didn't hurt people though. He just gave it to the man.
He did.
With his
but I mean, if I rode in, if it was a 20-mile hike, I was not going to leave without pants.
You're right.
Seriously.
Exactly. You're fucking right. Are you kidding me? I just rode my horse for 4 hours.
My horse is tired.
Into town.
Yeah. I'm taking the pants.
Yeah.
He still left a note. He didn't even have to leave a note.
He's like, I'll fucking pay you back. I just got to work at this ranch for a couple more days and I'll pay you back. A couple more years and I'll pay you back.
A couple more years. Perfect.
So, anyways, that was his first run-in with the law.
Okay. So what? So he got arrested, and then
he got let go because he was a fucking baby.
Okay.
They're like,
how old was he?
He was 13.
He was 13. Okay.
And he left a fucking note.
You were drinking beers in your mom's garage at 12, so you're way more
right.
of a
Red
hooligan.
beers. Yes, you're right. So, meanwhile, in Circleville, Utah, the Parker family wasn't doing very well there. Okay. Roy's dad, Maximilian.
That sounds like a cartoon, but okay.
Yeah, that was his dad's name. Oh, they called him Roy, by the way. That's why I'm calling him Roy.
Why does that make that doesn't make any sense?
Yeah, Robert Leroy Parker. They called him Roy at home.
Oh, Butch, not Mac. I was like, I thought you
Butch
said
Cassidy,
Maximilian was going by Roy. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Maximilian, he went by Roy.
He went by Bart.
No, sorry, that was confusing.
Sweet.
Maximilian was the dad. He ended up losing land to another homesteader in a property rights dispute. And they just kind of fell on some hard times. Mm-hmm. So Leroy ended up working for another local rancher named Mike Cassidy. Okay. And he ended up taking a liking to him. Not in a sexual way. He just really looked up to him.
He was like, "Can I get inside your overalls?" And he just
kind of took him under his wing and taught him some shit. And he just really enjoyed working for him.
Okay.
Mike Cassidy, although, was known as kind of a shady rancher around town. And this was in the early 1880s, by the way. So yeah, Mike Cassidy was a cowhand and a small-time cattle rustler and horse thief.
Oh.
So that's why he was known as being shady. And a cattle rustler, if you all don't know what that means, which I had to Google it, means they steal cattle and then sell them to other places, basically. They just are cattle stealers.
I get it now.
A cattle rustler.
So when I was watching The Good Dinosaur this last week on Disney Plus,
which is amazing, isn't it?
It is. I like The Good Dinosaur because they're little farmers, and it was. Have you watched it?
Yes, okay. It was the cutest movie in the whole world.
So when the Tyrannosaurus Rexes were herding the cattle, and they were saying rustlers or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck is a rustler? I thought there was a weird name for a...
You literally watched that last week?
Yeah. Well, I watched it in the theater before, but I actually it's just beautiful animation. So I I was like, wrestler. Maybe it was like they're doing like a Wrangler and a Raptor, like combined. So look at that. I learned something today.
Yes, you did. This is the only thing you learned.
That's it. That's all I'm going to take away from this
and
story.
that Butch Cassidy was real.
Perfect. Okay, go on.
So, Butch Cassidy admired this older man, and he taught him about training horses and shooting a gun. So he was like, this is fucking cool.
Okay.
You're my best friend, man. However, after getting into trouble with the law, Mike Cassidy ended up fleeing the area. So shortly after that, Butch Cassidy ended up departing Utah himself in search of new opportunities after turning 18 in 1884.
Because he didn't want to get married and have like 1,700 kids.
No, he didn't. He was like, I'm going to go fucking find some shit for myself. It's the Wild West.
Good on him.
So over the next few years, he spent time in the mining boom town of Telluride, Colorado.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Followed by Wyoming and Montana. So the years following 1884, when he turned 18, Butch Cassidy drifted west to Telluride.
Why did he leave
stopping
that place?
I know,
Jeez.
seriously. Like, could you imagine being there in 1884?
I mean, it's gorgeous now. I can't even imagine what it was like in 1884.
Could you imagine coming across, like, up those giant mountains and over into, like,
that little valley?
Oh my God.
It would be
with
amazing.
the waterfalls and like, why would you leave there?
Right?
Well, he had to because he ended up doing some bad things.
I was like gonna say like, and he's like, no, I have to go to Wyoming. That's sad. Montana's nice though. Anyway, go on.
So on June 24th, 1889, Butch Cassidy pulled off his first bank robbery. Him and several companions ended up taking more than $20,000 from the San Miguel Valley Bank in Telluride.
How much money?
$20,000. So back then, that was.
Did you do the currency?
It's like 588,000 nowadays.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't stay in Telluride.
That's fair. I mean, it's a small town, so we'll get around.
So not long afterward, Butch Cassidy started using the surname Cassidy in honor of his former mentor. So he didn't use the name Butch Cassidy till this first bank robbery.
Okay.
And it actually, he called himself Roy Cassidy at first. And he eventually moved on to Rock Springs, Wyoming, where he landed a butcher's shop job after this bank robbery. And that's where he became known as Butcher Cassidy, which became shortened to Butch Cassidy, is how the legend goes.
Kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Butch Cassidy instead of Roy.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, that's how he got his name, Butch Cassidy.
Cool.
So after the Telluride thing, so it was him and 3 other guys that ended up stealing the $20,000.
Right.
They then made their way over a choice hideout called Browns Park, which was along the Green River near the Utah-Wyoming border. And then they moved north to Lander, Wyoming, and all these places are still, like, you can go visit them and, like, see, like, where their hideouts were. Like, they also, Butch Cassidy and some of these bandits were some of the first to break ground on what's called the the Outlaw Trail. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
So it's like a meandering ghost-like path that began in Mexico and it ran through Utah and ended in Montana. And it was an unofficial trail linked together by a series of hideouts and ranches. One was called the Carlisle Ranch, where Butch Cassidy also was a famous place where he hid out. And it was also, so it was like little hideouts on this trail. It stretched like 1,000 miles, I think.
Damn.
And it's where these outlaws would hide out and like ranchers would give them, it's like the
Route 66 of crime.
It was like the Route 66 of crime.
Yes.
That's yes.
Yes.
So they would leave fresh horses and necessary supplies in these hideaways. And each of the outlaw ranches were about 20 miles apart from each other. So they'd be able to, not have to ride so long to get to the next place they could hide out.
Okay.
And they took advantage of the dramatic geology of the West, making full use of narrow canyons, high pastures, open spaces, and just places that the lawmen couldn't possibly hope to even try to cover. And the Outlaw Trail, like I said, still exists. Much of it remains rugged, remote, and hard to access, but you can go and try and, like...
That's pretty cool.
Hike. Yeah, and there's some parts of it in Colorado.
That's
Let's
pretty
go!
Cool that you can, like, potentially, like, ride your horse the same path that Butch Cassidy did.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Dope. Yeah. So what's left of it has been worn by time and nature, obviously, but once you get out there... You can come across weather-beaten cabins that were hideouts on the trail, which is really
super cool.
And you can follow parts of it through mountains, plains, and the canyonlands of Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah.
Damn.
So I thought that was fucking cool.
That's cool they didn't, like, pave over it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, thank you for keeping that. That's neat history of our land.
We don't have a lot of it, so thanks for not putting a parking lot over it.
Yeah, so... The Carlisle Ranch, which I talked about a little bit earlier, was close to this place called Robber's Roost, and it was where Butch Cassidy camped out for a night or two before and after the Telluride holdup. Oh. And so I found out, I Googled where the Robber's Roost is, and it's kind of near this place called Hanksville, Utah. So from Telluride to Hanksville, it's about a 4.5 hour, 25-minute drive. But it takes you kind of across, but then you have to like go up and like around. But I'm sure he just fucking rode his horse straight across. So it was probably like, I mean, in a car it's like 4 hours and 25 minutes. So maybe on a horse it'd be like 3 hours or 4
on a
4
horse.
Hours. 4 hours on a horse.
Well, you said it's 4 hours on a car.
Yeah, so maybe 3.
Yeah,
maybe 3 hours in a car. So maybe like 5 or 6 hours on a horse.
Or
7.
maybe like a day on a horse. I mean, it depends how fast the horse is going.
They're really fast horses.
I mean,
that never slow down.
Jesus Christ.
You're right. It'd probably take like 10.
Because they're probably walking the horse. If it's with a group of people.
No, they're fucking on the run. They're not walking a horse.
You don't know their life.
Bitch, they are on the run.
But a horse can only run so far before it gets tired. Did you ever watch Gladiator? Where the horse like fell down because it was like so tired running?
Oh my God, no, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
I need to watch that movie again.
Anyway, the point is like they could have been running the entire time. But
That's
you're right.
True, but
if they're on the run, then that they're probably
running. They're trying to run the entire time.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But they can only run as fast as the horse can. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's true.
Anyway, go on.
As fast as it's not 3 hours. You're right. But
that'd be amazing, though.
Yeah, that would be dope. So. After Telluride, Butch's notoriety as an outlaw grew, but he was mainly known as an outlaw fighting for the settlers' rights as citizens of the United States of America against the old-time cattle baron, is what he is.
Dude,
sorry,
love.
That's what he wrote in a manuscript that they think is one of his memoirs.
What did you say?
Written by him.
Cow baron?
He was fighting for settlers' rights as citizens of the United States of America against the old-time cattle baron. And they think that he wrote that in a, it was a manuscript they found, but they think that was him writing that, like, as a memoir.
Geez, what a time to be alive then, because it's just like a bunch of it's like a goddamn movie. Got like fucking art, like villains that are tying people to tracks, and I love it.
It's like the modern or old time.
It's like Rocky and Bullwinkle, but like come to life.
It is.
Anyway,
so
without the moose and squirrel.
So after a cruel winter in 1886 through 1887, the resentments towards these big old cattle barons were really high because there's a lot of small cattle operations that were crippled by the loss of stock, and then the larger operations were paying premium for cattle that people were stealing. So like they were taking cattle from like it was just fucked up for the little guy.
Man,
we gotta always look out for the little man. It never works out well.
It just has always been that way.
Support local, guys. Support local.
Don't steal.
Yeah. Don't pay high price for rustled cattle. So during this time, Cassidy and his gang established what would become their greatest hideout. It was called Hole in the Wall, which is in north central Wyoming, which is another place you can still go to.
That's pretty cool.
And it's nearly an inaccessible grassy canyon, apparently. But you can, like, barely get to it. So,
but you can still go? there?
You can like hike to it and stuff like that.
In my stupid brain, I'm
You're
like...
not like driving. It's not a Route 66.
In my brain, I'm just like, how do people that work there get there?
They don't work there.
So
it's a place.
I'm like, what a hell of a commute.
I mean,
I'm an
sure
idiot.
There's like a little trailhead.
No, just keep going. Jesus.
So in 1894, Cassidy was found guilty of stealing a horse worth... How much do you think this horse was worth?
This horse?
Yeah.
One single horse.
Yep. Back in 1894.
And this is supposed to be like an expensive horse?
I don't know. I hope not.
$50. $5?
He was found guilty of stealing a horse
That was
worth $5 in Wyoming and was sentenced to 2 years in the state penitentiary.
Do you remember last week?
$5 horse.
Do you remember last week when we were talking about the eyeball killer and that he kept getting probation for like molesting little girls? Like,
are you fucking kidding? Yeah.
The
system's
stole
fucked,
a
guys.
$5 horse. Get your ass in prison.
I mean, I'm sure that was about 20 back then.
But still.
100.
Holy shit.
I know. So,
just depends who your judge is, I guess, is the moral of that story.
And apparently he didn't do it. He was convinced he'd been set up by cattlemen who didn't want him around.
Seriously, like a movie. This is cracking me up.
This is all his life. Isn't this dope?
It is kind of dope.
This is like from Britannica.com, History.com.
It's just,
like fucking, this is
you know what
real
it is?
shit.
Like, I guess it's such a simpler time. You know, that's what you had to worry about. It wasn't,
and that was
and dying of like
literally-
every disease known to man.
That was
but
like
like
120 years ago.
which is insane.
Which
It's
is
not that long
insane to think
ago.
about. Like,
It's
our
a little over.
great-grandparents.
It's like our great grandparents' lifetime, which is insane.
So weird.
Which is
How
honestly
much time
like
has changed.
Which honestly,
That's
like,
why I love it so much, I think. Because it's like, what?
it's true.
It's insane to think about. Because
Like,
could
that
you imagine that now? It like what?
Like, what would 120 years look like in 120 years?
Yeah, like what is it going to be in 120 years from now?
It's gonna look like the Fifth Element.
It's going to be like we're all aliens and like are just gray, green, lifeless robots.
Okay.
That plug ourselves into computers.
Like the Matrix.
Sleep.
Anyway.
Just kidding. Okay, anywho. So after spending a couple years in a gloomy prison in Wyoming, or it wasn't even a few years, I think it was actually 18 months.
But still, like a minute.
A little bit.
For a $5 horse.
He actually got let out on good behavior, is where I read.
It's like, well, he's not stealing any horses in here, so
He's fine.
let him out.
So after he got out of prison in Wyoming, Cassidy returned to rustling cattle along the Utah-Arizona border.
Oh.
And during this time, he began to assemble a sort of elite corps of outlaw cowboys. And these cowboys were known as the Wild Bunch.
The Wild Bunch. Mm-hmm. Sounds like a
And
name of a band.
included Dick Maxwell, Elsie Lay, and Harry Longabaugh, who you might know as the Sundance Kid.
Oh.
Butch Cassidy and the
yes.
Sundance Kid.
Okay.
Well, Sundance Kid was Harry Longabaugh. Just so you know. And I
Sundance
think
Kid,
in the movie they're like supposedly best friends, but they weren't really in real life. They were just like
they're just
he was
acquaintances.
also an outlaw, and they like grouped together.
Yeah, they're
Like,
just
I don't
acquaintances.
Yeah.
Okay.
So later the group was joined by Henry Wilbur, aka Bub Meeks,
Jeez.
which was another Utah Mormon escapee, and
Like, the
George
biggest
Curry.
problem that you needed to have was to make up a really cool nickname.
All right, you gonna call me Bubs.
Jesus.
And this guy, LZ, was his real name. ELZY.
Elsie.
LZ Lay.
Elsie Lay.
God, that's fucking some good old names. So yeah, they made up the Wild Bunch.
I like it.
So him and his fellow bandits developed a pattern of committing
Probably like the Skylar
the
back
train
in the day.
robberies and the bank robbery crimes that involved they would like really map out a place like where they planned to rob and like really like study it before they did.
Makes sense.
As well as stashing supply. Yeah, they fucking planned this shit out real good. That's why they were able to rob so many banks back then.
Nice.
As well as stashing supplies and extra horses along the outlaw trail. And that's how they were successful.
Makes sense.
So Cassidy became notorious for pulling off holdups throughout the West in the 1890s, but he wasn't known for excessive gun violence. In fact, when not committing crimes, he was considered friendly and had a reputation for being helpful to his neighbors. He was a good man. He just wanted to get some money, and it was probably really fun to do that because there was that was probably so easy to rob a bank.
Probably.
Could you imagine?
Like one teller.
There's one person and one sheriff in the whole town, and he has to ride over on a horse, and he's probably sleeping in his desk.
Probably.
You know?
Yeah. And they're
So
just like,
funny.
it
was probably hard.
They just have the money in the back, just in
just in a zip tie, in a fucking drawstring.
I was like, yeah, with the little money sign on the front. They're like, can you just pack it up nicely? This is fine. This is great.
Just put this in the corner. No one can get it.
We just stack it in that corner. We're all looking at it, so it's fine.
Oh my God. So
again, a simpler time.
So sometimes they didn't even have to shoot their guns. I guess one of their heists, if you will, Cassidy and his gang stole the payroll. They kept saying payroll in in the different
sources.
So I'm guessing it's just, a fucking chunk of money.
Right.
Simply by shoving a revolver into the gut of the paymaster, who just gave it forked over the loot.
Why would he?
They didn't have a button to call the cops.
No.
How would they alert? How would they alert the sheriff?
They're like, can I just throw this carrier pigeon out real quick?
Can you just wait?
Becky, release the dove.
Yeah. So if you think about it, that would have been. It would. I wish I lived back then. I totally would have been a bank robber.
Right? Just fuck it. I don't care. Yeah. I'd be like, no, I'm not doing this.
Wouldn't have to do shit. Just kidding. So eventually, after all their heyday of
hooligan and
fucking stealing the money from the banks, their riff-raff street rats, the gang split up. Butch fled to northern Wyoming and persuaded a rancher to hire him temporarily. So this place called Castlegate was one of the Wild Bunch's one and only major holdup in Utah. And after that, the outlaws held up banks and trains in South Dakota, Wyoming, New Mexico, and Nevada mainly. Mm-hmm. And they just kept bringing home increasingly more amounts of money. They had a holdup in the Rio Grande near Folsom, New Mexico, and an estimated $70,000 was retrieved from that holdup.
Where were they keeping all this cash?
In their little hideouts, I guess. God. I don't know. So after that,
or was it
heist,
doubloons back then? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. They just buried them in the ground. I don't know.
One poor pack mule.
There's probably still shit buried somewhere.
Probably.
So after this, that was their biggest heist, and by then the good old days pretty much seemed to be over, because by then they had law officers savvy. Looking literally all over the West, looking for them.
Yeah.
Wherever they went. And then Butch Cassidy already had a impressive portfolio compiled by this detective agency called the Pinkerton National Detective Agency, which was just a bunch of detectives back then.
I like how everyone just had these cliques.
Yeah.
The goodies or the baddies.
The Pinkertons. Pinkerton Detective. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So the gang often came back to Utah either for protection or transportation. And one time to ask Governor Heber Wells in 1900 for amnesty in exchange for the promise to shape up. So abandoning that idea, they later... Be good. So they were like, yeah, fuck that. And they ended up just later traveling across the Salt Lake Desert.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
En route to Nevada, where they robbed a bank in Winnemucca. So with bounties being offered for his capture and possess, Cassidy decided to make an escape, finally. So in early 1901, the Sundance Kid...
Okay.
And his wife and his girlfriend at the time, Etta Place, ended up traveling to Argentina.
Oh, wow.
And so it's unknown that if Cassidy was with them then, But some historians believe he stayed behind in July of that year and took part in a train robbery near Wagner, Montana. But at any rate, some people believe he went with the Sundance Kid and his girlfriend to Argentina, but they still don't know. But at some point in 1902, Butch Cassidy was in South America, and him and the Sundance Kid, using assuming names, had purchased land in Argentina's Colila, I don't know how to say that, where they ran a ranching operation. By the end of 1904, the Pinkertons had discovered their location, and so these American outlaws, Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, sold their livestock and left the property, later finding work in the Concordia tin mines in Bolivia. So throughout their time abroad, they both continued to carry out heists although South America was home to other U.S. outlaws who were committing holdups during this period. So there were other heists going on in South America, and some of the crimes are attributed to Butch and Sundance. So this is where the story kind of gets like, they don't know if this is true or false, but this is like what they originally think happened, but now they don't think that this is really true.
Okay.
So on November 4th, 1908, near the town of Tupiza in southern Bolivia, two men thought to be Cassidy and the Sundance Kid robbed a payroll as it was being transported to the Aramayo mine. So 3 days later, the supposed bandits arrived in San Vicente, Bolivia. After the villagers became suspicious that the strangers were connected to the robbery, Bolivian soldiers were called in and a shootout ensued. During the shootout, the Bolivians reportedly gunned down the suspects, or one of the outlaws killed his partner and then turned the gun on himself. So there were two reports of either the Bolivians killed them or like Butch or Sundance killed one of,
Right.
Anyways, so afterward, the bodies were buried in unmarked graves in San Vicente Cemetery. But in fact, there is no conclusive evidence linking Cassidy and Sundance to the robbery and the shootout. In the late 20th century, researchers actually exhumed the remains thought to be those of those bandits.
Right.
And they determined they weren't from Butch or Sundance.
Shit.
So, meanwhile, following the alleged deaths of Cassidy and Sundance in South America, there were multiple reports of the two men returned to the United States, and they don't ever know what happened to Etta Place, his the Sundance Kid's girlfriend.
It's probably one of the bodies.
But, yeah, there were multiple reports of them returning to the U.S., where they lived for a number of years under different aliases. And more than a century after the presumed deaths, the true fate of Butch and Sundance remains a mystery. They just don't
even know what happened.
No.
But they were successful and they disappeared and they don't know what happened to them.
Yeah. So, in 1969, 20th Century Fox released the box office smash hit Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which obviously led different reporters to Cassidy's childhood home looking for his family so they could, ask them some questions.
Right.
So they did end up finding a woman named Mrs. Lula Parker Bentonson, who was 86 at the time, and it was Butch Cassidy's youngest sister. So she told reporters that Cassidy had not died in South America in 1908, as widely believed, but came back to visit like 16 years later in 1925. She also said that Butch Cassidy instead died in Spokane, Washington in 1937, where he spent his last years as a trapper and a prospector. Could it be true? So they suggest that So diligent scholars like Larry Pointer, who wrote a book called In Search of Butch Cassidy, have dug up evidence showing that in all likelihood, Butch Cassidy did fake his death in San Vicente, Bolivia.
Yeah.
They suggest that after making it big in Bolivian train, payroll, and bank robberies, Cassidy sailed to Europe, got a facelift, moved back to America, married, and then became an entrepreneur in Washington.
Got a facelift?
Yeah, who knows if that,
in the early 1900s? What does that even comprise of?
I don't know. He was trying to not show his face.
Like, take the suspender and put it like on each of your
just
eyebrows.
Staple my face back.
It's fine.
So after a trip back to Europe, Cassidy returned to the United States, this time with the name William Phillips. Phillips went to Michigan, where he met and fell in love with a woman named Gertrude Livesey. The two were married May 1908. The happy couple moved to Arizona, which in May 1908, that means they only knew each other for like a couple months. But back then, who knows?
My grandma got married to my grandpa after one date.
What?
Yeah,
I guess they met. They met 1908.
They met like for like their first date, and then they just got married that same night. And it was on April Fool's.
The same night?
Yeah, and it was on April Fool's. Not even kidding. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Anyway, yeah.
They were just like, well,
this is it.
I guess this is who I'm going to marry. How old were they?
They were, I think my grandma was like 18. She was young.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It worked out.
God. Meanwhile, Bree, 8 years later.
It's true.
It's fine.
It's fine.
People are different.
It's true.
Anyway. I'm positive about that. So the two were married in May 1908. They moved to Arizona, where Phillips apparently made a little cash on the side by fighting with Pancho Villa in the Mexican Revolution.
Pancho Villa,
sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, duh. Fucking.
It's okay. My great-grandfather rode with him.
Oh, yeah. You have maybe he knew Mr. Butch Cassidy.
Maybe he knew him.
Maybe he knew William Phillips. Is your grandpa's name William Phillips?
No, it's not
Didn't
him.
think so. Just kidding. Then he moved north to Spokane, where he founded the Phillips Manufacturing Company and later worked for Riblet, who made chairlifts and tramways. So that's another supposed story of Butch Cassidy.
Wow. He weaves quite a tale.
Things went downhill and Phillips was close to bankrupt. He embarked on a few desperate trips back to Utah and Wyoming in hopes of finding some buried caches, but he apparently was unsuccessful. He was diagnosed with cancer and died on July 20th, 1937. So that's the latest.
The latest and greatest.
So in a way, Butch Cassidy captured the essence of the land that in many respects is still wild. That Wild West.
I like it.
We need to keep it wild, y'all.
We do.
This goes back to, saving the earth.
Keep it wild.
So back in 1976, in a story for National Geographic, Robert Redford followed the outlaw trail himself.
What?
In his story, Redford wrote, "As technology thrusts us relentlessly into the future, I find myself perversively more interested in the past. We seem to have lost something vital, something of individuality and passion. That may be why we tend to view the Western outlaw, rightly or not, as a romantic figure."
That's fair. Again, it's that simpler time. It's a way simpler time.
And maybe Cassidy had his own reasons, though. He wrote that the best way to hurt them is through their pocketbook. They will holler louder than if you cut off both legs. Christ. I steal their money just to hear them holler. Then I pass it out among those who really need it. The end!
Good old Robin Hood.
Hell yeah.
I like it.
And that's my story about Butch Cassidy.
That was a good one.
It was.
I learned a lot of things.
Sorry it got a little confusing in the middle, but...
It's fine. No, it wasn't. It was good.
Yeah. But yeah, wasn't that fucking cool?
It is cool.
It really makes me want to go to the Outlaw Trail. And, there's so many old, mining towns around Colorado.
Well, yeah, if you go back, especially if you go back, toward the San Juan Mountains, there's so many. We used to, when I was, we had our second home in Durango for a long time, we'd go to summers up there a lot. And so we would go, take road trips, up to, we didn't go all the way to Telluride, but we would go down, that 550 highway, and there would just be, just empty mines. And just old, all the fucking equipment and stuff, and it was really cool.
It just makes me really think about holy shit, what was it like?
Right?
Living back in this time, it's just fascinating to me, and just kind of thinking about how it would be, or even on when I go on hikes and stuff, I'm could you imagine being the first motherfucker to come across this?
No.
Okay,
yeah.
What? It's just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
and really
probably makes you feel like really small too. Just
yeah.
I mean, like if you're the only person there, I can't imagine what they were thinking. Yeah. Hope I don't die.
Yeah, seriously, like, well, don't know if there's the edge of a cliff or a whole valley.
Yeah, but if I go over, I'm fucked because no one's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
But
anyway, that's my story about Butch Cassidy.
I like it.
That's my crime for today.
I like it. It was good. I hope your brother was proud.
He better be.
He will be. Okay.
All right, it's time for
some paranormal?
Some paranormal activity.
Okay.
Ba-da-da-da.
Check all the things. All right.
Shay, these raisins up here are really making me want a raisin.
Do you want some raisins?
I kind of want a raisin.
Oh, I don't mean to throw it at you. My fine motor skills are not the best.
Let's see
in my old age.
Let's see here. I love raisins.
That's because they're delicious.
They're
just dehydrated.
Do you
grapes.
like raisins and carrot cake?
Yeah.
I almost said cornbread.
I was like,
that's not what you should do.
I'm not a monster. No.
Chris made cornbread the other day.
I bet you it was pretty dope.
With pork chops, mac and cheese, collard greens.
How'd you get to be so lucky to have a man like that to feed you like a
One time he made me butter.
Heifer you are.
I know, right? Yeah, one time he made me butter because we didn't have any at the house.
Oh.
So we had whipping cream.
So
he's like, well, I'll just make some butter for our breakfast that I'm making you. And I was like, God damn it, boy.
You prized
You know
hen.
a way to my heart.
Yes.
Just make me some butter.
Just lots of butter. Okay. Are you ready for me to butcher the shit out of... Well, that's just my house. Sorry.
No, it's because I picked it up.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Which was stupid.
That was silly.
I got cat hair in my mouth, guys.
Gross. Sorry. That's disgusting. I don't live in a coffee. I don't live in a hoarded place. In this. You could. That would be weird. Do you mean Kahlua? Yeah. Why would you put vodka in that?
I don't know. I was joking because that sounds disgusting.
Sure does.
I'm drinking coffee now, guys. I moved it forward.
You went from the
now
depressant to the stimulant. Okay.
Here we go.
Are we ready for some?
Here we go.
Some paranormal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to get scared.
Are you?
I hope you scare me.
You might get. I don't know. We'll see.
Is it kind of fun? Is it like a Casper the Friendly Ghost story?
Sure isn't. Not even close. Okay, so I did a couple stories on some Japanese urban legends.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dude, your face. Ew. No. Yeah, it's gonna. The reason why I picked this first one was because I knew you were gonna squirm. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I already have.
I know.
That shit freaks me out.
You're so upset.
The Ring?
Yeah, you're so
upset. Which is
upset.
originally a Japanese movie.
I actually almost.
They have some weird shit over there.
Researched that too. I did find out through my research. I'm like, God, yeah, the Japanese culture has like a lot of
creepy dark shit.
We
all got creepy dark shit.
Weirdly enough, a lot of them like hang out in bathrooms, which I found very weird. Which is whatever, but a lot of it was obviously hooked into with a lot of.
That's the worst.
With like, but a lot of it was hooked into like I mean, if you like kind of read a lot of them, but I mean that's a lot of urban legends. It's a lot of where stories kind of come from. Is like it's like these cautionary tales of.
Don't go to the bathroom without wiping yourself or washing your hands.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, this culture is a lot of poop shaming. I don't understand. Jesus.
If you poop in public, you're gonna die.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't do it.
Oh, maybe, yeah, because there's so many people and they like can't support the sewer system.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
They make up these.
You know what? Yeah, that's exactly what. That's
dunce cap.
That's perfect.
Anyway.
Okay, so there was like there must be like over 150 urban legends that are just like weird, creepy ass ghosts in Japan.
In bathrooms?
So I just picked two.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to like be here for 4 hours. But anyway, so the first one I'm going to talk about is called the Tiki Tiki. I could be saying it wrong. It could be the Tick Tick or the Tiki Tack. I don't know. It's pronounced a couple different ways, and so I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's called the The tiki.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. Tiki. It's Teke and then Teke again. Would you say that's tiki?
Yeah, but Japanese is a different
right.
language.
It's different. Like that's why I'm like I am so sorry. I've already looked it up. Like it's not like it's pronounced phonetically. So I'm pretty sure it's called like it's that or it's called the
like
like the tick. Yeah. So anyway, so this one is just it's shut the fuck up.
I was waiting for you to say something. So thank you. I'm done.
It was amazing to watch you dance in your chair though. Anyway, so this ghost is a Japanese urban legend about the ghost of a young woman or schoolgirl. Who's to say?
At a place.
In what?
Kidding.
At a place. Who was
Sundance Kid's girlfriend?
Yep, that's her. Who was, I don't know, for whatever reason, I actually pictured her Asian. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense. No. Maybe because that's what I'm going to talk about. Maybe I'm like, oh yeah, she probably was Asian. Like a Yoko Ono kind of situation where she was like trying to break up with her friends. I mean, what?
Who knows?
Who knows? Anyway, so she's either a woman, like a young woman or a schoolgirl, and the legend is like she is said to have fallen onto a railway line where her body was cut in half by a train. She is like this, and again, I'm going to say all these things wrong, so I apologize. She is an Onryo kind of class of demon, if you will. Again,
which means what?
So sorry if I'm saying that wrong. So it's a vengeful spirit. So she's that vengeful spirit class. I don't know why I'm saying
cut me in half with the train.
Yeah. So
wait, she haunts you on the fucking train?
No. She does not. It's creepier than that. So she lurks in urban areas, like around train stations at night. So she no longer has a lower body. So she travels on either her hands or her elbows, dragging her upper torso and making a scratching or tick like sound, because that's the way it sounds like when she hits it, like
oh.
So it's the sound, the reason why she's called it, I don't know, I'm like, what fucking sound, like, yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Like it's like the sound of her torso dragging on the ground.
That's
so
a
that's
good ASMR episode.
Yep, that sure is. So anyway,
oh, fucking gross.
Yeah, so it's like the scratching of the tick like sound, like of her body being dragged. That's why she's called that. So if she encounters an individual, she will chase them and slice them in half at the torso, killing them in such a way that mimics her own disfigurement, most commonly with a scythe, which is fucking terrifying. So she just carries it around with her. And a lot of the pictures...
Has anyone been found with their torso cut in half? Oh my God, you're...
Anyway, so here's like some origin, but even though it's an urban legend, even if it is based on a certain woman, it's like, you know, you never know. Every locality, every like local kind of town has their own kind of origin story for it. So it's kind of hard to kind of really actually tell where the actual original story came from. So in some stories, the tick was we're gonna say it differently like every single time. So the tiki, the tick, however you want to say it, was the victim of a tragic accident. In others, it was suicide. In some stories, certain magic charms can protect you from its wrath, and it's most commonly a woman, just to verify, not it. But in others, nothing can protect you, and that you are like you're fucked no matter what.
And if you're just at a fucking train station at night.
Yeah. So in some versions, her victims become like tick-ticks themselves, or tiki-tikis. I don't think it's tiki-tikis. I think it's like the tick-ticks or something. The tiki-tikis, or I don't know.
Just say tick-tick.
The tick-ticks themselves. There are a number of threads in I said that wrong. Sorry. There are a number of threads in common between many of the variations, though, and the most common ones point towards a woman, Kashima Rikyo. Again, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. So she is said to have died when her legs were severed from her body by a train. In the years after World War II, an office worker. In the years after World War II, she was an office worker, and she was assaulted and raped by American military personnel. That night, she leaped off a bridge onto the railroad tracks and was hit by an oncoming train. The impact was so forceful that her body was torn in half at the waist. But it did not kill her. So the severe So the severe cold caused her blood vessels to contract and prevented her from bleeding out quickly. So instead, she squirmed and wiggled about to help for help for several minutes. And she crawled all the way to the train station and was seen by an attendant. Instead of trying to help her, the station attendant just covered her up with a plastic tarp and said, "You're fine. Just sleep it off." She died a slow, agonizing death. Can you imagine just be like, "Oh,
I just crawled with my fucking body severed for help, and you're literally covering me with a tarp"?
Yep.
That's who she's coming back for.
Yeah.
That fucking idiot.
Yes. So,
oh my God.
Yes. So, here's the part that it's going to make you squirm. So, according to legends, 3 days after hearing the story, you will see the ghost of a woman with no lower half. So, watch out.
3 days after we hear the story?
After I told you the story. But I'm still here, so it's fine. Or am I? Anyway.
I'm going to start... Oh, God.
You're fine.
Sorry, I'm scaring myself.
Okay, so the ghost
is... someone going to call me in 7 days as well?
Well, that's part of the theme, though. So the ghost is that of the woman that hit by the train. The ghost will try to catch you, and escape is impossible. Even in a car, the ghost can crawl on her fucking arms like that at speeds of 150 kilometers. I kept that in there.
I'll better sage my house.
150 kilometers per hour.
What? Can they please make a movie about this?
They have. It's their, yeah, they have.
I just imagine
that would scare the shit.
Lloyd Christmas in Dumb and Dumber
just
when he's running in the car, but it's
with a Cheshire Cat smile. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
It just gets loud, fast as she goes faster. It's like...
Oh, that makes my skin crawl. Okay, so some say that the ghost is searching for her legs, which were lost when she was cut in half. Others...
They're not in Fort Collins, Colorado. Get out of here!
Sure aren't. Others say that she is angry at humanity for not helping her and just carrying up with just covering up with a fucking tarp.
What a lazy... fucking service
He was like,
worker.
I already punched out, so I gotta go.
I was on my way to my house.
My mom's waiting for me, and if I'm not there by curfew, I won't get my milk money. I don't know.
They drink a lot of milk in Japan.
Yep, that's their main staple. And that she is simply out to just slaughter as many people that she can since she wasn't helped. So,
I don't think she's doing that. I think she's like, you guys are fucked up.
So, when she catches you, she will tear you in half and steal the lower half of your body. However, I didn't mention this part because this is just if you answered these questions wrong, she will do all these things to you. So, and other times she will ask you these questions. 3! It's like fucking Mighty Python. What is your favorite color? Anyway, so either it's in a dream or a mysterious phone call, kind of like the 7 days thing. But other variations state that she haunts bathroom stalls and will just ask you the questions there. So it'll be just like
Elf, reaching out. Hey, what's your favorite color?
Kind of like that, pretty much.
Except she's severed in half
she's
she's creepy.
Yeah. So anyway, the only way to escape death is to answer her questions exactly the right way. She will ask you, "Do you need your legs?"
Kinda, lady. Why are you?
You're like, "No, Lieutenant Dan, get the fuck out of here. I'm pooping." You must reply, "I need them right now."
Okay, I need them right now. Okay, got it.
You're gonna just kind of memorize these?
Yeah.
Then we'll see. This is how I'll be fucked because this next question. Then she will ask you, "Who told you my story?" And you must reply,
Shannon Taylor.
With the Kashima Rikyo. But what if I'm saying that wrong? So they're like, well, you're fucked. So if you answer her riddles without mistake, you may live, but she may just take your legs anyway. So.
Fuck you. I didn't like how you talked.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Teek, 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 teek.
Anyway, so yeah, so that's the little story of the teek teek. So
has anyone been reported to have a severed body after being on the train stop?
Or in the, like, the whatever, in the, like, fucking, in the bathroom.
Yeah, or in the stall.
But I think, I'm trying to figure out, like, I feel like the cautionary tale with that one was, like, just be kind. And if you see a body, just help clean it up.
If a weird lady that doesn't have half her body asks you 3 questions.
Don't cover it with a fucking tarp.
Yeah, don't. Just
be kind to one another.
Bring her to the
local
hospital.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think that might be the cautionary. I just thought it was funny just because you were gonna squirm.
What's her name? Karishma Hiko.
Mm-hmm. Kashima. Rikio.
Okay, I'll remember that.
So this next one.
Great.
Again, I'm gonna say this one wrong too, but thank God I can just say it kind of in English. It's like the Kushishaki Ona, which again I'm saying that wrong. So it translates into the slit-mouthed woman.
Oh, Slackjaw.
Yep, kind
it's
of.
His girlfriend.
It's his girlfriend.
Oh.
Slackjaw's girlfriend.
This is so cute.
All the way in Japan. He's just looking for her.
Oh, God.
People looking for jaws. People looking for legs. It's crazy up in here. Anyway.
Wasn't there, like, some weird Japanese video going around last year about, like on YouTube, and it would just, like, pop up on people's screens and make, like, kids, like, kill themselves or some shit?
I feel like I kind of heard about that
because of it.
I think I heard about that.
Not that has anything to do with fucking slit mouth, but I thought it was like a Japanese like video.
I feel like you might be right.
Viral video or some shit.
I feel like you might be right. I just don't know what that was.
That's just because it was like a picture of a really creepy looking lady.
But the thing is though too with like a lot of the Japanese, it seemed like when I was like looking at all the ghosts, they all kind of look pretty fucking similar, which is weird, but.
Long black hair,
and
creepy
just like
bloodshot red eyes, greenish.
It's always
skin.
like kind of like all in their face. So she is
like
another Sia. Oh, I mean kind of, but like with less songing, less singing. I was
making a joke.
You were joking.
It was dumb.
So she is another figure in the Japanese urban legends and folklore. She's like another one of the vengeful spirit category thing.
Putting my feet up on your chair.
That's fine. So she partially she partially covers her face with a mask or like another item and carries some sort of like sharp object. According to popular legend, she asked potential victims. So it's more fucking riddles. I'm not quite sure what the ghosts are with the riddles, but this one asks you questions too.
If I was a ghost, I would ask people riddles like, "Fuck, you're an idiot."
But it's like three. It's like 3 questions. I'm not quite sure what that is with their culture, but it is. It's some kind of
symbolic,
like just some running kind of thing that always kind of is entailed with these ghost stories. So she will ask potential victims if they think that she's attractive. If they respond with,
"Do you think I'm attractive?"
Right. So when this is her, remember her face is covered, so they don't see her face.
Oh.
They just see her eyes. If they respond with no, she will kill them with her weapon. If they say yes, then she will reveal that the corners of her mouth are slit from ear to ear, and she will then repeat her question. If the individual, like, how about now? If the individual responds with no, she will kill them with her weapon. And if they say yes, she will cut the corners of the mouth in such a way that resembles her own disfigurement. So you're fucked either way. Again,
right,
with
cool.
just can you not just don't stall me with questions? And if you're gonna kill me, just fucking kill me. So
what if you're like, I don't have an opinion?
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
well, wait, this was so.
Oh, that's one of the options.
Right. So methods that can be used to survive the encounter with the slit-mouthed woman include answering her question by describing her appearance as average, or distracting her with money or hard candies, much like myself. I was laughing so hard when I read that. I was like, fucking hard candies? I don't... What the fuck kind of cautionary tale is this? I don't understand.
That is so funny.
Anyway.
They're trying to up the sales, the candy sales.
They're like, yeah. Fucking Hershey's was like, we're going to make this like fucking...
All right, Werther's
publicity
original.
stunt. Yeah.
Here we go.
So, according to the legend, the slit-mouthed woman was a woman who was mutilated during her life, with her mouth being slit from ear to ear. In some versions of the story, she was the adulterous wife or concubine of a samurai during her life. And as punishment for of her infidelity, her husband sliced the corners of her mouth from obviously from ear to ear. So other versions of the tale include that her mouth was mutilated during a medical or dental procedure.
Oh my God, that's why I don't go to the dentist.
Yep. And
Butch Cassidy, come and get me.
Jesus. Let's see. Yeah. And that she was and another version was that she was mutilated by a woman who was jealous of her beauty, and that her mouth was so that she did it because she was jealous of her beauty. And there was another one that said that her mouth is just filled with numerous sharp teeth, filed down little things. So anyway, I'm pretty sure the cautionary tale there is just don't go to
don't
the
be
dentist. Fucking jealous of other people, and also just
don't be a
because the main
trifling hoe.
Yeah, that's pretty much what because the main story is that she was slipped from with her mouth because she was
the same way.
Right, because he was she cheated on him. So the caution's you better be faithful.
What happened to the other guy? Cut. What happened to the other guy?
I don't know. He chopped his dick off. I don't know, but probably nothing. Nothing. It's all her fault. Ugh. In 1979, this is the 1970s is kind of when the urban legend kind of took off. They say kind of the ghost originated from way back in the 14 or 1300s, but it was kind of became a thing in the 1970s. So in 1979, she was supposedly chasing children. Surprisingly enough, there was some there's some basis for the story. In 2007, a coroner found records that in the late 70s there was a woman who chased children. She was struck by a car and killed while in the midst of such a chase, and she did have a torn mouth similar to the story. So there was a big whole thing about it too. In the 70s, chasers were
weird.
Walking kids to and from their classes to their homes because they were so freaked out. So again, it just takes one little incident to make it blow up into something humongous. So it could have just been disfigured when she got hit by a car and she was just kind of crazy, obviously. Also, it's there was some rumor. People actually claim that even though it doesn't make any sense because the Joker was made in the 60s, and if the story really didn't originate in the 70s, but they like to claim that the Joker is kind of based on with that glass closed smile from this slip mouth woman. But honestly, the glass closed smile was, honestly, the Black Dahlia had the glass closed smile before this story had it. So
yeah. Good job,
Got you there. So anyway.
Fucking fact check you, bitch.
Fact check that shit, because I know too much about fucking crime and murder. Anyway. So yeah, so it was a short one, but it was just a
that
couple
is
little
creepy as fuck. I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yep. So
I'm never answering my phone unless I know who it is, but that's usually how I answer my phone anyway. So
it's true,
and I know how to answer my questions. I'm positive I know. I'm pretty positive that I'm not gonna get haunted by her, but we'll see.
Well, I'm still here again.
You're right.
Or am I?
When did you research this? Has it been 3 days?
It's been a week.
So
it's fine. But in other stories, it's a month. So the jury's still out. And I live right by train tracks. I was actually, when
I just talked about train robbers.
I actually stopped. I was starting to research this in the nighttime. And then I stopped and had to research the rest in the daytime because I got spooked. And I'm I live right by train tracks. I don't like it. So I stopped. So I had to research the rest yesterday because I was a big old baby.
You live on the second story.
It's true. She can't climb. Oh, wait.
She can.
Ew. Anyway.
Creepy shit.
And our neighbors are super loud because we're connected to a different, to a house, but he's just a super loud guy, so he was banging doors and stuff like that. I was like, she's coming to my house. Yeah, she was freaking me out. Anyway, so it was short and sweet, but that's good.
It was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't, because again, I was researching a lot of them, and a lot of them are the same ghost just over and over and over again. A lot of them are that vengeful class, and it's mostly just cautionary tales. A lot of
ladies?
It's a lot of ladies. There are some men, but it was a lot of ladies, and there was one, obviously, the one that's The Ring is based off of, and she's another vengeful spirit. I didn't look too much into her actual story, but I guess the story of the ring is pretty close to what, like with the well and everything. I don't think the backstory with her adoptive parents is true, but
yeah.
But anyway, about just being pushed in a well. So it's a lot of cautionary tales, but I guess in that culture, I mean, they are very strict and so I get it that they probably do that to keep their little whippersnappers in line.
Gotta keep them in line.
But yeah, no, a lot of them like haunt bathroom stalls. There was actually like a class of demons that was like bathroom haunting demon. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Those Japanese stories are just so much scarier than other stories,
It is.
Like, there's this one movie.
They know how to weave a dark tale.
Have you ever heard of The Tale of Two Sisters?
That sounds super familiar.
Well, apparently, I've never watched it. It's a Japanese film. And this guy I used to work with, like, wanted me to watch it. He, like, gave me the movie to watch. Mm-hmm. I have the movie. Actually, I don't know where it is now.
That's because it's...
So that's creepy. But I definitely had it, and I never watched it. And it's apparently, like, he was a huge movie buff, and, like...
Is he dead now?
No.
Okay, maybe he, like, wanted you to watch it, and he's like...
He's actually doing pretty damn great.
Oh, okay.
But...
Is he single?
No, he's not. He's not. I'm sorry.
I'm joking.
Jake McEwen. Caddy knows Jake. Anyway, he's probably not listening, but if he is, what up, Jake? I don't know where your movie went. I'm sorry. But yeah, I
love it.
I literally was afraid of it being in my house, even though I never watched it. It just, like, even the cover on the DVD that was like, it's creepy.
They have that
shit,
that kind of that genre that they like to kind of really
they're good at it.
Hone in on it. So I'm not quite sure what that is.
They're good at creeping me out.
Yeah. No shit.
Well,
sweet.
I guess that's
It's that time.
The episode.
It's that
time. Oh, hey guys. What's up? Thanks for listening to this.
I like it's like
the
a
latest
pause.
episode of our podcast. If you do like our podcast, you should let us know that you do. You can follow us on Instagram, THURDYISH. Tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife, tell your grandma. Just kidding.
Do it.
Tell your
grandma.
Uncle Sue. Uncle Sue. If you have an Uncle Sue, please tell her
or him. Whatever he likes to identify as.
And yeah, we love that you guys are listening. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're thankful for you.
There it is. All right.
And yeah, we're gonna roll the dice for
the
topic we're gonna talk about for next week.
I'm not gonna look at my. Yes, I am. I already forgot. I got nervous.
I know. I fucking don't remember.
Again, it's like I hear.
We don't remember our list of topics pertaining to the dice numbers.
Or the worst. Okay.
It's fine. It makes it fun.
All right, here we go.
Shake it up, girl.
I'm shaking it really good.
Shake it up. Crime. No. Science. You hate science.
I'm not a big fan of science. But I'm going to do it because that's what I rolled.
You don't like science?
No. But I can't like every single subject on here.
I do.
I mean, I guess I can, but
just do.
It makes me have to think.
Do like fucking forensic science.
I already did that. It's fine. Science again. Double science.
Okay, sweet. It's gonna be a scientific. Should we just like do a Bill Nye the Science Guy episode? Should we just do?
I could totally cheat and be like, I'm doing the history of Bill Nye the Science Guy.
You could.
No, that's cheating. I won't do that.
That's fine. You can tell about his scientific discoveries.
I could talk about.
And his role in the science world.
I know, he's amazing right now. And he's like the only... He's so amazing.
He's a nice man.
He's a nice man.
Okay, well, I guess it's a double dose of science.
It's a double dose of, like, you guys...
We should do a science experiment video.
We could do that. That would be kind of fun.
Let's do a volcano.
I was going to say we could just do the volcano one. I always wanted to do that one. I never got to do it.
Shay, we should do it. It's baking soda and soda.
I'll just do like
vinegar.
I'll do the Mentos things with the Coca-Cola.
Dude, what if we just conducted experiments, went through the scientific method?
Perfect.
And then that's our show.
That's
or
it'll
we
be
go
something.
To the science museum.
Which one? The one in Denver?
Or the one here? Isn't there one?
The children's museum?
It's not a children's museum.
It's a children's museum.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, you guys.
And you guys will just find out next week.
It'll be good, though.
Well, thanks again, and guess we'll just talk to you later.
We will.
Bye-bye.